The DOJ has admitted that several documents related to Donald Trump were omitted from the release of the Epstein files. Now, we have not gotten all of the files, and they've come out and they have now released some of these, including accusations from one accuser that says she was a minor in the 1980s when she was introduced to Donald Trump, and that Donald Trump assaulted her. Um, we don't know if this is corroborated. There was no FBI investigation. This was just a an interview with a witness that was never followed up on. But the DOJ is admitting that they were withheld, and what they are blaming it on is a clerical error, in part because that they were coded as duplicate files. Now, I don't believe this. The DOJ has routinely mishandled the Epstein files. They have redacted things that shouldn't have been redacted. Very clearly looks like they were trying to cover up for Donald Trump. And what they need to remember is that Nixon didn't go to jail. His attorney general did over Watergate. Donald Trump may never face prosecution for anything that happened because of the Epstein files or their release or his content in them. But them trying to cover it up for him may lead them to face some level of criminality, some level of criminal charges. Now, I don't know how credible any of these witnesses are, how, if any of this actually happened. I will admit I wasn't there. I don't know. But one of the things that irritates me is that none of these were ever followed up on. I don't know when this tip was called in to the FBI. I don't know when this witness was investigated or when this interview happened. But why wasn't it ever followed up on? And I'm talking about going back to, Donald Trump's first term when they arrested and charged and convicted Epstein. Nobody else was ever investigated. All the way through Biden's term, we had Merrick Garland sitting on his hands doing nothing for a lot of the criminal charges. Sure, they got Ghislaine Maxwell, but they didn't start that one. And they didn't do anything else with the files either. But now you have the DOJ admitting they mishandled some of the release. Now, they were supposed to have had everything released to the public that they had all the way back in December. Here we are into March. They're still releasing more, claiming accidents, claiming, mislabeling and all of this. As we know, there is way more evidence out there that has not been released to the public. I don't know if we will ever see everything.